Well, hi guys, it's Karen Sullivan here with lifehealthmore.net, and I'm excited to be with you today because we're starting the whole month of May, and the series for the month of May is about food. We're going to talk about food in all different ways, and this is a program that is part of monthly series at lifehealthmore.net. It is also available at YouTube. I post it there also. So if those of you that have friends that don't do Facebook, they can access these videos there. So I am a personal trainer. I absolutely love my job. I've been here for doing this for more than 25 years. I am a independent Shaklee distributor, and so I have nutritional supplements that I work with my clients, and the expertise of more than 25 years of working with clients, everything from athletes, high school, college athletes, to people who have had a stroke or have Parkinson's disease or MS. So there's all an array of things that I'm certified in. I have 3 certifications, and I love this work. I'm passionate about helping people become the best version of themselves. And for 2018, I've decided that I want everybody to become the best possible version of themselves. I mean, you deserve it. The world is difficult enough, but when you feel bad, there are ways to get around it other than just going to the doctor. I was talking with a friend the other day, and she was listing all of her illnesses and all of the medication she's on and the testing that they're doing, and they don't know what's wrong with her. And I think that it's really, really important that we remember that your foundation starts with a proper nutritional base. Bottom line, if you're not eating and getting all the nutrients that you should, you're not, well, I need to correct that. No matter how well you eat, you're not going to get all the nutritional value out of your food that you need, that your body needs on a daily basis. That's a fact. And that's not from my company, my affiliate company. That's from like the World Health Organization. And then also the CDC has some studies about it, and also American Heart Association. So there are lots of places that, if you are eating, you'd have to eat massive volumes of food every day. So we'll talk about that at another time. And I do have some videos where we've touched on that to talk about the amount of food that you would have to eat to get all the supplements that you need in your body. Okay. Well, that's just half of the picture, because the other half of the picture is moving and being healthy and strong and having your muscles toned and your body your heart and lungs are working. And that's what we talked about in April. So you have to go back and check the old stories, the old shows that I've done, because that will kind of pull together. And again, lifehealthmore.net is the resource for all of the advanced training that I have available. Okay. So here we are. And today is the first show for the month of May, and happy May to you. So I am, let's see, we're going to talk about this month, all different ways of talking about food. And today we're going to talk about, there are 3 steps to create your perfect food plan. There are more diets out there than I could count in a lifetime. And, they work for some, they don't work for everybody. There's all kinds of limits on, what the body's able to tolerate, and whether it's really going to help you be healthy because you're restricting certain kinds of food groups. And I mean, it's insane. It really is truly insane trying to find a good diet for you. I mean, even when you go to, and now this is nothing against registered dietitians, and, I have some really good friends that are in that field, but bottom line, they don't always know what's good for you, okay, for your body. The best judge is you, because you live in that body. Even when I'm working with clients, I don't tell them how to eat, what they should be eating. I know a lot of trainers do. They write up a diet. Oh, nothing worse. I've been through that. where people would say, I went to so-and-so and they really helped me and blah, blah, blah. And I've gone and, they give you the same thing, outline the same thing that you're going to eat every day. Now, you'd go bonkers. Not only that, there's things that you're obviously not going to get when you're eating such a restricted diet. Okay. So I want to take all the diet program ideas and throw them out the door. Okay. But I want you to remember the foundations for good eating. Okay. So we'll start with that today. The foundations for good eating. Okay. You want to stay away from as many chemicals and prepared foods as you can because they're not real. They've taken real food, and they've done things with it and made additives, and they've twisted it around, and they add stuff to make it so that it will sit on the shelf longer, and lots of ways that food is affected when it's been processed. So you want to stay away from that. You want to try to do fruits and vegetables. And the biggest reason why I'm doing this program for May is that this is the beginning of the growing season, and all the crops are going to start coming in. We're going to have food markets, and you have your wonderful fresh markets that are usually Saturday and Sunday mornings, and you can get this produce that's from local farmers, and that's the way to go. The best way is to do a garden in your own backyard. And we don't always have the time for that. And it's hard. I've tried every year. I do it, and I get a peak, and then we get a dry spell, and then everything goes, and it looks terrible. And you can't eat it because it doesn't have the vitality that it needs, and it shrivels on the vine. But farmers markets, they know what it's doing, and that's what their livelihood is. And they'll get that food strong and healthy, and they'll get a lot of the food so that you can buy that food. Okay, so that's the main thing to do. You want to stay as real as possible. Okay. The other thing that I would say as a recommendation is try to stay away from sugar. We know that sugar is just not the best thing. There's lots of controversy around, the kinds of fats you have, and saturated fat and all that. There's controversy around fats, and there's controversy around grains and gluten, but there is no controversy around sugar. Everybody knows sugar is really not our friend. Tastes good. It's amazing. But sugar and sugar substitutes are not our friend. Okay, so stay away from that. Those are really the two strongest things I'd have to say regarding diet. But the three easy steps for you to do is get a journal, and you have to start to write in it. Okay, so I'm talking just a spiral bound notebook. And some people use little ones that they can take in their purse or throw it in a briefcase. Other people have, like a 6x9, others 8.5 by 11, whatever you feel comfortable with and you don't mind toting around with you, because you write in it every day the food you ate and what you drank, and then you write little notes to the side about how you felt after the meal. The best example to explain how food can make you feel is to talk about Thanksgiving. Everybody knows Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving, there's a lot of hubbub and great fun, and everybody is together, and they're eating, and it's jovial and super. And what are we serving on Thanksgiving? Well, the turkey and the stuffing, and most of the time, sometimes it's ham, stuffing, sweet potatoes, scalloped potatoes, baked potatoes, candied sweet potatoes, cranberry sauce, sometimes Jell-O salads, pies, all that stuff. So the predominant thing that you have in there is a lot of grain, a lot of carbohydrate, and it's these simple carbohydrates, which are the ones that convert very easily and very quickly in your digestive tract into sugar. And what does it do is it makes your blood sugar go up and then go down and plummet terribly. Okay, so we know that after you have eaten, you are tired and you lay down and you take a nap. Some people might go outside and they're going to decide, hey, let's go ahead and play a football game. Yeah, well, those people are few and far between. Usually football is a couple of hours after somebody they've had naps, right? Because then you go play football and it wakes you up and you feel vivacious and you get your appetite back and go back in and have pie and then you go to bed, right? So that's one of the ways that food can affect you. And you owe it to yourself to begin to journal and watch for the response. That's number 2. Watch for the response in your body, and then start to look back, and you become the scientist. You're tracking, or the hunter, I should say, tracking the food and how the food, okay, I ate this and I felt like this. Well, golly, maybe I'm not able to eat such and such because my body can't digest it. It's not that it's, I don't like to use the title that that's bad for you, but it's just a matter of you can't digest it. I know that in my shows last month, we were talking about the fact that my friend Jerry was able to, she's the co-author of my book, and she was able to add fruit to her diet, and she started to lose weight and feel fantastic. The most important part first was feeling fantastic, and that's amazing. I am not able to eat a lot of fruit because it's got too much sugar in me. My body can't handle it. So see, there's this discernment that you have to have in the food that you're having. So that's how you do, you're tracking it. And that's easy. I mean, it's really one thing that I've broken down in 3 ways to explain it to you. You get a journal, you write in the journal, you look at how you feel compared to the food that you ate, and you track and see if you get that same feeling again. It's done a lot of time for allergic reactions. A seafood is a big allergic type food. So you go out for dinner and you have crab legs and you love them. You eat those crab legs. It's just fantastic. You get home and you feel like your lips are swollen and your throat sort of is swollen. Sometimes people get rashes and you go, geez, I feel like I feel a little itchy. I feel like I might have a rash going. I feel like I might be having an allergic reaction to those crab legs. So you write that in the margin. And so I don't know about you, but we don't go out for crab legs all the time. So all of a sudden, a couple, 3 weeks go by, maybe even a month, and you go out for crab legs again. And you eat the crab legs, and while you're eating, you realize your lips kind of itch. Your lips are kind of itching, and then you keep trying to clear your throat because your throat feels like you got something stuck in it. And then you look at your journal. You go, wait a minute, I think this happened once before. Flip back to your journal, see it on another page. My gosh, it was crab legs I had that time a month ago. And then hello, you might not be able to eat crab legs, or you might not be able to eat as many crab legs as you were. So see, that's why it's so important. Because also, while that is happening with an allergic reaction, when it comes to digestion, the same imbalance is happening in your digestive tract. So what happens when there's an imbalance? The food is not digested correctly. And most of the time, if it's not digested right, well, all of the time you don't get the nutrients. Some of the time it's just shuffled right through and nothing happens for you. And so you get no nutrition, no nutrients, no nothing from it. And then the third thing, which is really the worst, is the body says, hey, well, I don't know what this is, but let's store it. And they store it as fat. The body and all the parts that are involved in that digestive process. And it begins to be stored as fat. Okay. So that's why it's really important to figure out what are the best foods to eat. It should make you feel terrific. Now, at this point, I want to do a little sidebar and say to you, Amazon.com has my book, The Zen of Weight Loss, and Your Perfect Food Plan. And we're going to be focusing on Your Perfect Food Plan this month, and it help you learn how to journal. But The Zen of Weight Loss at Amazon, you can write The Zen of Weight Loss and type Sullivan and it will come up. It's available in ebook as well as hard copy. It's a print on demand. So, make sure that you get that and that you learn about the whole process, because this is just the beginning of it. Okay. So that's Amazon.com. I think it's also available at Barnes & Noble too. I saw it online the other day. So I don't know that it's in the stores. I think it's probably just online, Barnes & Noble. Okay. So I think that if you're listening to your body, then you can feel, and understand how your body is going to respond. And then when you're eating the right things, you'll feel better, the body will work better, and you'll begin to start to be healthier. Okay. So I have kind of an offer that I want to put out there for you guys, is that one of the ways that I can spread the word about this is Facebook sort of like got us off the track with when we're posting and we do comments and you react to a post that your friends put on, and you do a thumbs up or your hearts or the shocked face or what is the other one? Tears. Those things are nice, but the algorithm with Facebook has just changed. And since my task in my real joy and pleasure is helping as many people as possible, when you comment, when you just do the thumbs up for that, Facebook doesn't see that post as being a viable post. So if there's something you like on Facebook, if you would comment, if you would make a comment, even if you only put a friend's name in there, so that then it comes up as that there's some activity at each post. So I'm not asking you to do it arbitrarily, but I'm asking you, if there is something that I have said, if I have helped you in some way at any point, putting a comment in is the best thing. And the absolute superior way to help is with sharing it on your page, because then more people can see it. I have a lady that I worked with a few years ago and has since become a friend, and she found me. She lives 1,000 miles away, and she found me because a friend of her daughter's or a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend was shared one of my posts, and she looked at that and thought, no, who is this? And that's how she found me, and she did one-on-one coaching with me for a while, and now we've just become very good friends. Although 1,000 miles away, it's really hard to sit down with a cup of tea and talk. But see, you don't know what you could be doing to help somebody else's life by taking and just making a comment, putting their name in the comments, putting it on your timeline, and that will really help to spread my work around the world, because that's my dream. I really want to reach as many people. So when you do that, I'm going to be taking count for the month of May, and the person who has the most points on that will get a gift from me. And I haven't determined what it is. We'll probably parlay and decide what you would like as a gift. I'll give you a couple of opportunities and options. If you have an idea of what you might like from me, make a comment and let me know. So in the meantime, remember that we are trying to become the very best version of ourselves. So eat right, pay attention to what your body does with the food that you're eating, and have a very terrific day. Thanks for joining me, either in replay or live. I appreciate it so much. Take care.